You've probably heard that we all spend a lot of time on our phones and computers. According to a recent report, the average American looks at a screen that is usually connected to the internet for 11 hours a day. As the internet is getting more and more involved in our lives, some experts have expressed concern about the concept of people with internet addiction. Nevertheless, many psychologists argue that excessive internet use should be handled in the same way as other forms of addiction. As with other types of addiction, there is no single reason to internet addiction. Different factors may play a role in the development of addiction. These factors are not the same for everyone. There are things that everyone likes to do regularly. There is not much to worry about having habits that do not cause harm or distress. For example, playing video games for several hours on Saturdays or regularly covering the sales shelf at Nordstrom. It does not mean that you have a video game or shopping addiction. But what is the difference between habit and addiction? A habit is something you do on a regular basis, because you practice it or incorporate it into your routine. Washing dishes after meals is an example of a good habit. An addiction means getting into a behavior or consuming a substance, because you feel like you have received a reward in doing so. With an addiction, you may know that your behavior or substance is harmful to you, but you cannot prevent it. If you want to surf the Facebook for 15 minutes while having your morning coffee, this is just a habit. You cannot stop yourself regularly after 15 minutes, and if you are late for work or keep up with important tasks, you may be dealing with something closer to an addiction. Experts carried out many studies to determine what internet addiction looks like. According to a 2018 study, you may be experiencing an internet addiction if you spend a long time online for non-business activities, such as browsing the web or playing video games. Some signs of internet addiction: sudden mood changes, intense worry about online ones when you are not there, not being able to control how much time you spend, increase your time online to get a certain feeling or mood. Signs of withdrawal when online does not reach the desired time, like irritability, physical pain and depression. Continuous online behavior and consumption despite conflicts with loved ones or the consequences at work or school. What's causing it? There isn't only one reason for internet addiction. Different factors may play a role, including underlying mental health conditions, including anxiety and depression, genetics, environmental factors. Some experts have suggested that some people do addictive behavior because they do not have enough dopamine hormone or do not make the right serotonin balance with dopamine. These are two hormones that play an important role in your mood. Do you have concerns about your use of the internet? If you are worried that you may have an internet addiction, there are a few things you can do to help yourself before you get professional treatment. You can set a timer on your phone and computer. Some smartphones have built-in settings that you can set to block or limit your time in certain applications. For example, if you spend 2 hours a day on Facebook, you can set the timer to block usage after a certain point of the day. You can interact with your community. If you are spending too much time on the internet, you are feeling lonely or breaking away from the world, now is a good time to join a library club or volunteer group. You'll meet new people and you'll be involved in something bigger and more extensive than yourself for a few hours a week, which can help you feel less alone. You can meditate. Being online for a long time can be exhausting your brain. Rest and repair your mental area by meditating for a few minutes a day. There are many free guided meditations to get you started on YouTube. What are the treatment options? The first step in treatment, you must admit that there is a problem. If you don't admit that you have a problem, your belief is insufficient to begin treatment. One of the common problems with the internet is often the lack of accountability and limitations. Being hidden behind a screen, you can do things you would never do in daily life. Some experts think that drugs are effective in treating internet addiction, because if you suffer from this, you may also suffer from an underlying anxiety and depression. If you treat anxiety or depression, it is thought that internet addiction can be solved step by step with this treatment approach. Studies have shown that antidepressant drugs have a profound effect on the time spent on the internet, in some cases reducing rates from 35+ hours to 16 hours per week. Doing sports is also effective in increasing serotonin levels and reducing internet addiction. Some of the commonly used treatment methods for internet addiction are individual, group or family therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, horse therapy, art therapy, recreation therapy, reality therapy. In many cases, both psychological and drug treatment have been used to treat internet addiction. In this treatment, if you are troubled by this situation, both medications and psychotherapy can be given to treat your internet addiction. If you like the video, then the video like. You can subscribe for your support and open the notification.